Hi. So first of all, the first few minutes will be of my introduction. So if you want to skip that, just go to the next timestamp. I'm Sop. I usually do other stuff on this channel, but I have been wanting to do this for a while. So yeah, this will be a breakdown of Sunset game, specifically the first half of Sunset that happened between Global Esports and Zeta Division. I have been I haven't been a fan of Global, but I am Indian, and Global Esports is an Indian org with an Indian player in it. And it's pretty exciting to see them play against international teams. Um, this is inspired by Sideshow doing some of his Valorant breakdowns on like Lens, Sentinels, and Carmine Corp. So, and he released a video today about Fnatic as well, which I was watching a little bit earlier. Um, so yeah, I really wanted to say that this is. I hope that no one is like toxic to these players, because what I'll be saying might come off as harsh, but this is like what I saw after like reviewing the game a couple of times. This is also my first time doing it. I don't have any esport like career or history at all. I play Valorant for fun. I've been watching Valorant since it came out, um, in like during COVID, or a bit earlier maybe. So yeah, I'm pretty excited for this, and I'm. This is suppose hopefully the first part of many in this series. Um, as you can see, Global played all three maps actually, and they looked pretty good, but not good enough to win against Zeta. So obviously, I want to help them. If Global is watching this and you find this helpful, I would be happy to work with you. With all of that out of the way, one last thing: please don't be toxic, and understand that these things happen to everyone, and this is just for fun and for insight on how these teams work. So yeah. Anyway, so firstly, I'll want to talk about the map pools. So the map Zeta banned Breeze, which was expected because it's their perma ban, and Global banned Bind, which they played a solo Viper on it, which people don't consider to be that good. So that makes sense as well. Then Zeta selected Sunset. So the map we are going to review today, we are just going to review the first half of Sunset. If you have seen the game, you know why. Um, So we'll be reviewing the first half of Sunset, and Global picked Attack. So I mean, it's not the map pick, but still, it will be interesting to see why they played this map before against Bleed actually, and I'm not sure, but I think they won that. And then G picked Icebox, which they won. So kudos to them. Zeta bans Split and G ban Lotus. Finally, the deciders Ascent. Now, next we go on to the agent pool. And Zeta has a very interesting comp here, which should have been weaker on attack. Um, Obviously, Global couldn't have known this because the last time Zeta played this map was very, very different comps. Um, Depth on Phoenix, you have no dive duelist, so it makes going on sites difficult compared to other. Loud run this comp, but they have a double initiator, so that's quite different. Lack of cipher means that attacking should be easier on this map, especially with Global Esports two initiators. Global, as I just mentioned, have Gecko, which is quite common on this map. Sova, not as common, but it makes sense. Blaze King changed from Fade to Sova. Benkai is on Viper, and Lightning Fast is on Omen, who is an Indian player. And so this is a double smokes and double initiator comp. Theoretically, it should be pretty good on attack. Okay, so now we'll jump into the rounds. So the first I want to look into. Let's see. So this is the anti-bonus of Global. They lost the pistol round, so now this is the anti-bonus. Now, what I want to talk about in this map, in this series specifically, is that Viper here, Benkai, does this smoke every single round. So this wall, and then there will be a Viper smoke right here. So starting from the anti bonus, I want to talk about a few things. The first is their map control is lacking. They don't take map control and they don't hold on to it. Their default smokes are not very good. They causes problem which need to be addressed. When they get info, they don't react to it properly, and because of that, the enemy easily reads what they're going to do. And not as important, but the ult management is not very good. So let's see in this round what they do. So firstly, I want you to notice it's 1 minute 39 on the clock. Now, if I go forward a whole minute, you'll see that so far Global has made this much progress. They have taken B-main control in a 1 minute. You will see that the other thing that has happened during this 1 minute is that going in the beginning, the other thing that has happened is these two players have rotated to B. Now the reason for that is the only pressure Global are putting on A is this Viper wall and this orb. And as you will play the rounds, as you'll see in the match going forward, this happens every single round. This happened in one of the previous rounds as well, and this will happen every single round. So this creates no pressure. This is done so often, and so little is done with this that there's no pressure with this. Moreover, in this round specifically, there's a chamber trip here, and chamber is watching A elbow, so they have full info on A. So they feel confident rotating these players here, and they have no pressure mid. They have no pressure market. There's no pressure anywhere else on the map. They are just playing this side of the map. This causes them this, and again they're so slow that here you'll see Uran throws one Viper molly. Uran throws one Viper molly, and that's what causes them to just sit here for 1 minute. They're watching flanks because they don't have. I think what Benka is doing here is watching the Phoenix ult pressure potentially, but this causes them to just sit here for 1 minute. I mean, this is not even over. Like, this is how long they sit, and the reason for that, by the way, is that they keep getting like re-smoked. Once finally this is over, they start pushing, but yeah, this is not good. I think that's kind of obvious. Obviously, later on, this also. Oh yeah, also. So Global Esports have these smokes specifically for A, right? But this is only for A, taking A control, like taking A elbow and taking A main. So this means that they can't really use this for post plant. Like, if they wanna use this smoke for post plant, they have to pick it up. If they wanna use this for post plant, this only covers like this much. So this is not very good. And they use this every round. So they don't have Viper smokes for B ever. They don't have Viper smoke for mid ever. So this causes a lot of problem. This is not how most other teams play. As looking into Sentinels, they don't play double controller at all. They play double initiator, they play double initiator, smokes, and Sentinel. I think the double initiator is KO and Gecko. The teams who do play Viper, they change up their wall. They use mid wall and B wall a lot. Because of this, it feels like they are playing with less smokes somehow. And I'm not joking with this. So you'll see Lightning Fast has 2 smokes here. Now, Lightning Fast, sorry, Global set for an B attack as soon as the smoke goes down. So the smoke is about to go down. And you'll see Lightning here starts smoking this. He smokes this, and the Viper Op goes up immediately. So now they have to wait because they can't push through the Viper Orb. The Viper mollied as well. You can see Uran has just used his molly as well. So now they wait. And they just wait. And once the Viper Orb goes down, now they hit the site. Lightning Fast smokes this, but they have no smokes for here. I'm just checking my notes if there's anything else. But yeah. Because of this, I mean, this I'll cover it later, but this does loses them a couple of kills and eventually the round. They also don't really do anything about the Phoenix ult. So this is the first round done. Again, this was their kind of their buy round where the enemy has lesser guns, so they should have won this. But yeah, now we move on to the next one. I'm just making sure to look at my notes. Okay, so first of all, this is one of the few rounds where they pressure B. In this round, Polvi has managed to lurk up B and get this kill on Uran. I don't know why, but after seeing almost no resistance in B, they never hit B again. I don't really know why. I think in the second round, they see the chamber playing in B, but after that, they never really go to B, which kind of confuses me. They'll go to B like a couple of times after this, but not putting heavy emphasis on B, not forcing Zeta to change their own game. And I'm speaking this from the perspective of the players, like what they see. Polvi only sees the Viper here and nothing else. And the Viper also feels like Uran is holding the B side completely alone. So I don't know why they don't go here again. But gets the kill, and they call a rotate, lightning fast ults here. And now this is a post plant for Global. Global got into like 4 post plants, out of which the last one, as you saw, was a post plant, but it was too bad. Like I think that doesn't really count as a post plant. This is a proper post plant where they have utility to win the round. Now, as you'll see, the first thing I want to note is the post plant utility isn't very good. So 1 second. So the post plant utility isn't very good. Firstly, you'll see Lightning here gets paranoid and instantly counter flashes. But his flash doesn't hit anyone right here. Okay. Rust flashes. I don't think this is a good flash necessarily because no one swings off of it, I think. And even if anyone does, this doesn't really do anything. What they're going to do though, the plan is good. Lightning doesn't have a smoke, but as soon as he does get one, he's going to smoke this part, and they're all going to spam. This is something that has been happening in EME a lot. They have been doing this. This will probably get changed in a later patch, but until then, this is what people have been doing. Lightning smoked right before the retake came in. He smoked here. I think this was a bad call because you don't have utility or players to like fight here. So smoking this doesn't make a lot of sense. This is a smoke that's valid, but like I think it's too late to do this smoke. Okay. So after the spike is tapped, Russ throws his molly. You'll see after Russ throws his molly, Sugar is able to get half, and this is going to be a problem. If he doesn't get a half here, they win the round. And the reason he gets the half is because of this smoke. This smoke doesn't come in time because Lightning smoked this, and they couldn't spam the angle because you need this smoke as protection to spam the angle. Okay, so now from here on, the post plant utility is actually pretty good. You'll see Benkai throwing mollies, and Blaze King will also shock dart in a bit. But the smoke goes down. Lightning Fast actually dies to unfortunate spam here. He doesn't peek and he just gets spammed. If I go back a little bit, right here, you can see this in the replay. Hiroron spams him down, which means that they don't have a smoke, and they wouldn't have a smoke anyways, but they don't have a smoke now. Obviously, again, Benkai's smoke is sitting here doing nothing, so they can't use his smoke for here. Now, all of them have to spam. Unfortunately, the smoke goes down, and after that, they can't spam anymore, so they all die. But I do want to mention this. For most of this, you can see that Blaze King hasn't been doing too much. Same with Lightning Fast. Like after you smoke, neither Blaze King. So Blaze King has 2 shock darts, but he isn't really in a position to use them and doesn't look like he has good lineups for them where he can use them safely against the wall or something. Lightning doesn't have anything. I don't understand why any of them don't flank. You'll see this in other games, other players, they flank and they take mid control, and this is great because all of them are focusing here. If a person even shoots a single bullet here, it makes it super difficult for the defenders to focus on the spike. I don't know why no one goes here, no one puts any pressure, but this basically cost them the round. So this was their round 5. At least Global lost so many rounds, they have a lot to learn easily from, but this is something they can fix, and this will happen a lot, by the way. Like, this is not a new thing. Them not using mid will happen a lot. Okay, no flanks, no mid. Again, obviously Timber will be changing his trip in these two places, but they don't know that, but they should at least try, but they don't do, and lose the round. Okay, cool. Next round. So what do we have here? Okay, so they do mid pressure this time. Wolvie buys an op, gets rid of depth. Laz teleports after a few seconds because he can't hold alone, which is interesting because they rely on Laz holding down mid a lot. But the thing is, he can't do that. He can't really do that alone because there are too many angles to watch. Angles being mid and this part. But this is pretty much the only round. There's maybe one or two more rounds where G decide to pressure mid. They again move very slowly in the map. So this is the first kill, by the way. Keep in mind how many kills happen where. So this is the first kill. They again move very, very slowly in the map. Benkai gets caught here, which really shouldn't happen, but that's fine. Whiffs happen. As we move forward, as you can see, like, I'm skipping 5 seconds, and it's just going nowhere. Finally, they decide to take the site, and Blaze King gets a kill here using his ult. Lightning gets a kill in the backside. It comes close. This is a 2v2. Polvi ults gets 1 kill, and Blaze King gets 1 kill. So there are 3 kills I want to point out. Maybe 4. Blaze King, the second last kill that he gets is Laz defusing. So he taps the spike and he gets the kill. Polvi gets 2 kills, one with his op, which probably they didn't expect, and the second is with his ult. And Blaze King gets another kill with his ult, countering the Sova. So this is the only round that G win. So they had to use all of this to get this round. The play was pretty fine. I think Zeta realized this later. So if you can see, Zeta don't rotate as fast, and this eventually cost them. And after this, I think they start rotating much faster. Okay, let's move on to the next one. So this should be round 7. So here what we see is, you see the chamber immediately. So Russ moves here, gets the chamber. You have already used a lot of utility to get a elbow. What happens after this is, Polvi and Lightning Fast both try to pressure mid, and they are fighting for this area, which I don't really understand what it accomplishes. It's pretty cool. I like this idea, but I don't know what it, like, even if you win these fights, it doesn't really accomplish anything. Like, even if you get 1 kill, they can just fall back and play. But unfortunately, they lose like every single duel, and Blaze King had to save. But my question is, why not rotate? Like, if you see, you saw the chamber. I think a good idea is just to rotate. Laz doesn't get any kills here, but he very easily could have. I think rotating is a fine call here, but obviously they don't have any map control. Like, if you go back, the only map control, as I said, this is the only time they're going to. This is the last time I think they're going to pressure mid. So why not try and rotate? Again, few rounds ago, they saw that Uran is pretty much alone in B. I don't see why they don't pressure him more, especially because they have two info agents. This is one thing, as I said, right? They get the info that there is someone here. The point of this info is to have better rotates. Why not rotate? Okay. Um, let's see the next map. I mean, next one. So this is round 8. So this is a bit of an unfortunate round. Benkai just pushes his own wall and dies, which is kind of sad. But I want to talk about a more interesting thing that happens in this round. So you'll see, after Benkai dies here, they start rotating, and this is one of the. This is actually around after their timeout. So they had a timeout, I think, before this. And if not, I'm sorry, maybe I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure they had a timeout, which is why they are rotating. Now, Blaze King drones here, which I'll talk about later, and they start pushing here. Let's see what happens. So they start pushing, and obviously Uran smokes, maybe Molly's once, which stops the hit pretty much. But Blaze King comes back. Now, I would have liked him to push, maybe because he gained that space with his drone, right? So maybe push and maybe lurk up, maybe here for footsteps, but he doesn't do that. Another Molly and smoke combo, they just give up. So they can't, they decide that they can't push anymore. So they start rotating, but they leave Blaze King here alone. Now, this is the second time in this round that I think Blaze King could have not made any noise and just stayed here. He sees all this space is free. He even spots someone here. But instead of like falling back, he tries to sell this fake by pushing, making a lot of noise, eventually dies. But I think he could have done much better if he just lurks up, which is, I think, a miscall from them. Now it's a 3v5, they win this. But I think this could have been improved. Again, this is more of players not choosing to do certain things. Like in this one, they start rotating, right? And I think this is one of the 2 rounds where they actually rotate. But as soon as they see this, because they have not tried to deal with this, right? As soon as they see this, they rotate the other side. And Blaze King just doesn't try to lurk up. No one in this team tries to lurk up. No one in this team tries to like take a space alone, which is problematic. Polvi does this 1 round and they get the map. They get the site for free, but no one does it after that. That's a bit problematic. Okay, next round. This should be round 9. So G has gotten into the site. This is the force bar. There is a bad smoke management here, which is you'll see that this is one of the few rounds where one of the only rounds where Benkai doesn't smoke this. He saves his smoke for this B take. I'll just play the round as we see it. You'll see Benkai smokes here and turns up the smoke. But you might also noticed at the same time, Lightning Fast smokes this and this. And Blaze King is here. Now, if you understand Valorant, you might see why this is a problem. This smoke supposed to help you go through here. And if anyone is playing here, you can flash through this, or you can double peek through this. You can drop the wall and get them. If you are using this wall, then ideally you don't smoke here, or you smoke here after this wall fuel has ran out. But obviously, Omen can't turn down his smoke, but Benkai doesn't either. So these 2 smokes just stay here till the end of like both smokes. So basically, you can see that Benkai's smokes has gone down, and this smoke is about to go down as well. So they are basically about to be left with no smoke. And this might not look like that big of a deal, but this actually costs them. I'll explain how it costs them. So before I explain that actually, so you saw here Polvi getting 1 kill and getting traded back. Right now they're in a 4v3. Russ has ulted Sugar Zero right here. So Sugar Zero will be stunned in 1 second. So you'll see Russ ults here and Sugar Zero gets caught. But as you might have seen, instead of Sugar Zero dying, Lightning Fast and Blaze King dies. And the reason for that is Hero Run kills them from here. They don't focus on this side, and Hero Run kills them. Now, obviously, if there was one Omen smoke here, which Lightning Fast doesn't have, because he used both of his smokes as Tenkai did, this wouldn't have happened. But they didn't have the smoke, and this cost them 2 kills or 2 deaths. So that's a problem. And again, they should have kept the mad advantage. So I think right now, if you have the Viper's Pit on site right here, so I don't think pushing here makes sense. I think you can play post plant out of sight. You can wait for the Omen smoke. You can drop the Viper smoke. You can do a lot of things. Pushing it doesn't really make sense, especially if you know that there is no smoke covering here. And you are in a 4v5 after last trade's Holy. They don't really have any utility to clear the Viper's Pit. Like, if they don't do anything, this is game over. Benkai has 2 mollies. Russ has his. So this should be a done round. But because of this death, they die. Because this basically gives them 2 kills back. So, a bit of a misplay there. I think over aggression and smoke management being bad, I think, is the biggest problem right now in this map, at least. As you saw, like double smoking and whatnot. Okay. So this one I think is pretty simple. There are 2 things here that I want to talk about. I'll actually bring up my notes as well because this is a good time to talk about them. So there are a few things that I have been talking about. B scaling taking too much utility. This we'll talk about more when we talk about players specifically. And stall too easily, as you saw, like 1 Viper Molly, 1 Viper Smoke, just stalling them completely. Again, this is very much due to lack of pressure. Like, you know that they have Omen and Viper. They can't keep smoking B main. If they're smoking B main, go to A. They're not doing that. So they're getting stalled a lot. We are now going to see that their A take, their A set play doesn't account for elbow players. They don't use mid a lot. Even in the last round, you saw no one goes mid. And their post plant is hasty. As you saw, and you'll see this later as well. They're when they are in a post plant, which they were like in 1 round. They use their utility too fast. I think not the mollies. The mollies were pretty well timed, but the recon dart, the flashes, the little stuff which can change the round. I think they were being used pretty fast. Okay. So talking about the A take, you'll see. I'll so an arrow went here, which actually will scan Sugar Zero in a second. There is a flash above here thrown by Russ. He's dizzy, which will hit Depth and Hiroron in a second. The problem is Polvi is like a second too early, like just a second. Like, you see, this is what Hiroron's screen looks like just after killing Polvi. So if Polvi waits like 1 second, he gets 1 kill, maybe 2 kill. Because you can see the flash right here hits Dep as well as Hiroron. If Polvi goes like a second late, this is 2 kills. I'm pretty sure. So this wasn't bad at all. This was actually pretty good. Venkat does good to trade him. But now this is my problem. This area has no utility. There was one dart by Blaze King, but that's it. There's no other utility here. These two players do get scanned, so they do know that there is someone here. There's no pressure in elbow because there is one smoke. So this one smoke stopped any pressure from elbow. So no one can cover from here. It looks like they haven't planned for what to do here. Because even if there wasn't any smoke here, no one was pushing here. Like you see, Blaze King is alone here. One player has died on site. Lightning has teleported behind them, and 2 players are here. Like no one is even if there wasn't any smoke here, no one is getting this kill. And this will happen again. Like the flash doesn't hit the player playing here. I don't know. It feels like they just haven't thought of what to do here. So this is their first example actually, because they do two A execs, and both of them end basically the same. I also want to mention here lightning gets this kill, and this is a 2v2 at this moment. Lightning is about to has a smoke, about to get a smoke in 20 seconds. Blaze King is alone all the way here. They don't have the spike. What does Lightning decide to do? Well, he peeks. And this is actually the second. I mean, we'll talk about him later, but this turns a 2v2 into a 1v2. Makes it basically impossible to win. I mean, if he had lived, maybe Blaze King gets the ult. There's a chance. Yeah. So that's that. Now, this is a bit of unfortunate round, I think. Zeta just pushes and gets these kills. This is just a good round by Zeta. Not much to say bad for. I know they just die completely here, but I don't think this is a bad round by Global. The one thing that kind of bad is they whiff a lot here. So they don't. They're not able to fight, and this is one of the only rounds where mid pressure happens from both sides, including the pistol round. And again, Zeta win it out. Yeah. And this is the last round of the half. Sorry, as I said, not very used to this, but this is a good, nice A take. Paranoia comes from here. Dart will land here again. Let's see it in action. Ult comes out as well, which is a nice ult. As we saw, Polvi just misses. Polvi misses Hiroron here, and Benkai whiffs it. But Rusk does good to trade him and stays alive. But yeah, again, while it doesn't matter this round, they really don't have anything for A main, A elbow again. Like there's nothing watching for A elbow. If someone picks from A elbow or something, Russ is dead, like 100% dead. So that's a problem again. But yeah, this is pretty much this round done. Now, this is where I'll start talking about the players individually, because I think there's some problems here as well. So, firstly, I want to talk about Blaze King's usage of his utility. So, first, I want to look at his arrows. So, he uses his arrow here to clear B-main. This is fine. This is completely fine. Nothing wrong with this. This is just an example of how he uses his arrow. He has a lineup which he can throw from here. It bounces like this. So it goes here, bounces like this, clears the back of this area. Maybe misses this, but they can clear this easily. So this is just an example of what they can do. Now this is a second arrow that he does. Now this arrow, you don't really see it, but it looks like Blaze King doesn't really have an arrow from here. The arrow lands here. It doesn't scan Phoenix. It doesn't scan, I'm pretty sure, Sugar Zero as well. Or maybe when he picks it does. But this arrow, I think, is kind of like on the fly. And this is a problem, I think, for G, that the eco rounds don't have any strats or any fast plays or anything. Again, this is not the map pick, so this is expected, but still, I think, especially when you're running a comp that nobody else runs, or like very little people run, this is a problem that will happen, right? Like if you just copy like Sentinel's their comp or anything, you can just copy their strats and you can just run them. But because you don't have that, I mean, even then you can copy some of their strats, right? Like even if because this is this and this, these are the two agents that you don't have, so you still have the majority of like initiation, but they don't do that. They just run in and kind of die, so that doesn't pan out very well for them. Now I wanna see, I think okay, so I wanna focus on the way Global clear B main. So this is the same arrow that he does, Blaze King, in the first round. So it's kind of supposed to clear B main. Now this time Uran is here. So he destroys the arrow. They have this wall, by the way, which I'm not a big fan of, but okay. So Uran destroys this arrow. Now they have a wingman, a dizzy, both of which can refresh. They have a boombot. What they decide to do instead is first of all, again, this is the same round where they just wait around for like 1 minute because Uran throws one molly. But after they are satisfied, they drone here. And yeah, I don't think this is a good idea. I'll talk about the drone usage more, but having all this utility, using the drone isn't the best idea. But his arrow comes back again. So as you can see, because they waited 1 minute, and maybe this is the reason they are waiting this much, they get Blaze King's arrow back, and he puts the arrow in backside. Now to me, this looks like a on the fly kind of arrow because it just throws it from here, and you'll see when it lands. Actually, I have the timestamp here. So when this arrow lands here, you see it will scan Uran once. So it scans him here, but now he tucks in this area here and doesn't scan him the second time. I am pretty sure you can throw a better arrow like here if you bounce it off, and it can scan him, but maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, so this is the second arrow that he does. And in the same round, you can see, again, this is the anti-bonus which they were supposed to win. But in the same round, you can see he has 8 seconds left on his recon dart. The spike is planted, so they don't have to push or anything. They are in a pretty fine spot. But instead of going back, Blaze King pushes. And he knows that Uran is here because Uran has just killed Lightning from this side. So he knows for a fact that Uran is here. He has a shock dart, so he can pressure him that way. But instead of doing that, on 8 seconds on his recon, he decides to push and die. This is a bit of a whiff, I would say, but more importantly, he should have waited for his recon, I would say. That's one thing. This is a bit of a funny one, I think. So I was actually very confused at first, but you can see his arrow misses and goes outside the map. But this is actually a good round. I know I just said that his arrow goes out of the map, but this is a good round by him because by Blaze King's like arrow utility. Because first of all, his this arrow clears backside, clears on site very well. This is a very good arrow. And again, he waits for his arrow, like he lives long enough to use his arrow, and throws this arrow. Now this arrow lands on top of here, scans like pretty much everywhere on site. And what this does is it scans Uran because he didn't break the arrow on time, and lets Polvi get him and secures the round. So this was a very good arrow by Blaze King. Even if Polvi doesn't ult there, I think Blaze King is able to get the round. So this is a pretty good round by him in terms of like Sova utility. Now, I'm gonna mention this arrow here. So as you can see, Chamber is here, but no one else is holding or giving support in A elbow. And Blaze King arrows here, but no one follows it. Even Benkai doesn't follow it. In a previous round, Benkai does hold this angle but dies later on. But there's no reason to not follow this up. And we'll talk about this round again later, but if I just forward this, you'll see that Russ uses his wingman to clear this area which already has been cleared um by Blaze King, and then he just jump peeks it. He has used his dizzy as well, so they're just using like utility on top of utility to clear it, and yeah, that's just a bit concerning because this means that you're not trusting your utility or you're not following up on it. Is I think bigger problem, which is not Blaze King's problem, but more of a team problem. Um, but yeah, again, this is just the same area cleared up again. Um, so this is the same round, but later on. So this is way later. Blaze King again uses his arrow. Um, Blaze King again uses his arrow here to clear up the same area, which has been already been cleared. So yeah, that's not very good either. And this is the last one. I just wanted to say this is a good arrow. This is a good take in general. Russ ults here while this wall cuts off the side. Sorry, this wall cuts off the side, and Blaze King's arrow clears up this part of the side. If lightning doesn't smoke here, I think this is a better round. But yeah. Now I want to talk about I think what's most egregious about Blaze King's utility usage, which is his drone. This is by far the worst part of his gameplay. He's I think a good player in terms of utility usage, as I have shown. I think he uses all of his utility every single round, but his drone usage needs to be checked. Again, bringing back this round, using the drone to clear this when you have a boom bot, two pieces of utility that can be recovered. Using a drone is not good. You need the drone to clear out site because it clears out the site much faster. It clears out the site. You'll see better players. I'm sorry, I meant better, more experienced players, I guess, using their drones if they are playing Sky, the Sky Dog, saving it till the end of the round. You can play Sova in two ways, either droning in the very beginning of the round, getting all that space, or saving it for the post plant. Blaze King uses it pretty much every round to clear either this or some other like pointless area, and that isn't very good. Like he clears this area, and if we go a bit forward, you see now they're stuck here because obviously if even if you send a boombot, even if you send a boombot here, that's not enough. If you send a flash here, that's not enough. You need a drone to make sure that no one is around side. Okay, this was one round. This was their anti bonus actually. Let's see a different round. Now this time he actually drones here, but you know what the problem is? Spike is already planted. This drone does nothing. Their plan right now is to play outside of sight, off site. Their plan is to smoke this area. Bam. This drone does nothing. You need to save this drone after the after they have tapped the spike. You need to save this drone, hoping that you get a ping to kill someone. This drone, like, watch this. This drone pings. I'm pretty sure it pings hero run, and even if it doesn't, who is going to follow up on that? It doesn't delay anyone because he can just hide, and everyone else is still pushing and watching. This is a drone that you can't capitalize on. It doesn't give you value. It doesn't even waste any time. Wingman would have been much better at wasting time. In fact, Russ uses his wingman in the post plant later on. I think with that, a drone would have been very good. And this is the round where if they hadn't gotten the half, they could have won the round. So this causes a lot of problems. So I think using the drone in this position, like this is a bad drone usage because this does nothing. Um, I yeah. So let's go to the next one. Now, okay. So this is one of the rounds where again, I think the drone usage is a bit looks a bit weird. He drones mid to clear mid. It gets shot by Laz's op. Again, Laz hasn't really done this map anything, which is weird. But Laz shoots the shoots the drone. But even if it didn't, it's not like anyone is putting pressure here, anyways. Like most of these players, like later on, Lighting Fast and Polvi both will go and try to take mid. I think this is the round. I'm pretty sure. No, this is not the round. Yeah, so the drone happens and nobody capitalizes on this. They aren't interested in this area. They go there one round with no utility. So why are they droning here? I'm not sure. Was it to head up? By the way, this smoke is by lightning. If you wanted to like make sure there's no op here, you can just smoke here. But that doesn't happen, so that's confusing. But this is one of the better drone usage, to be honest. This is just going to get worse from this point. Okay. So this is an interesting one because this is the next round, and you can see this is the round I was talking about. They push mid, and Sugar Zero is actually worried about this drone. So I like this drone usage because at least there's some pressure onto it. I would have liked it clear onto the side because as you can see, Hiroran is there and he does get a kill on Russ later on. But okay, this is not a bad drone usage necessarily, just a bit. The overall macro plan is not very good here, I think. As I said, I like the idea, but it doesn't lead anywhere. Now here you see like a Blaze King drone here. When all of these players are planning to push B, obviously they do get stalled by the Viper because why not? But Blaze King, after droning this, just starts rotating back. This doesn't do anything. This doesn't make pressure for Sugar Zero to call any rotates. This doesn't gain you any space because even if someone is not here, you are not taking that space. So you don't know if someone re-clears it. You miss out on the drone. So you can't push out from here. So there's nothing happening with this drone. Again, this is the same drone that happened in A main previously. Like this doesn't do anything. Drone is one of the most important pieces of utility in a Sova's kit. So using this properly is very important. And Blaze King doesn't do that almost every round. At least he uses his drone every round, so that's good. This is just another example of just. I mean, I don't even think this time there was a Viper Molly. This is just a raw drone to clear out a B main. Like there's nothing, no pressure in B main from the defenders. They just drone there. Again, you have a nice setup, so drone isn't needed. But this drone could have been very useful later on. So yeah, that's a interesting thing. I hate the drone clearance with the B main. This is an interesting one. You can see light Blaze King drone from here. But he, as you might have seen, 1 second, let me just go back. So you see Lightning starts droning. So he starts droning here. But he cancels it pretty much immediately. And the reason is there's a smoke here. This is smokes, means that the drone doesn't really give him any. I think he maybe like tries to ping someone and just cancels the drone. But more importantly, why is he droning here? Like this, let me actually read my notes before I say more. But this he's droning for no one. Like he can't drone and then peek because by then the effect of the drone would have gone away. You aren't helping anyone on site because you're droning this. Because again, remember, no one is going here. No one. Like this is there is no attackers on this side. He is literally droning for no one. Everyone else has gone either here, and Lightning here has teleported, which is not a bad play, but he has teleported here. So there's no one who Blaze King is droning for. This is a wasted drone. And this happens again. I don't think this is the round, but oh yeah, this is the round actually. You see again, again, Blaze King drones here, and then follows up on it, but then falls back. Again, the drone doesn't provide any value, and at this point, the round is like half over. This is the round where I think this is the round where they try to take A. This is the A take, which fails. So it's not bad, but again, their A take doesn't account for this area. So now Blaze King is trying to patch that using bandage that using his drone, and this doesn't work because you can just shoot the drone, you can TTPs out, but yeah, the drone here doesn't help with the side take. Much better would be if it drones onto the side here or here, and someone is even here is fine if someone follows up with him. Like right now, these players they only have to worry about this because he knows that no one is coming from here. He can just smoke once and that's it. But this is not good drone usage, and this is I'm sorry if you heard that, but this is not specifically for Blaze King, but rather the game plan itself doesn't feel like it's crafted very well. I do want to mention that Blaze King had this good round where he counter ults hero run, which is something hard to do, and I think this is cool. So I just wanted to shout this out. I hope you enjoyed me ranting about bad utility because more of that is about to come. So this is a round, their anti-bonus where they do nothing for 1 minute. And you'll see lightning fast immediately. It smokes mid. Round starts. And he smokes mid. Yeah. They don't really do anything with this. Lightning fast will also smoke this very often, like as soon as they start. This is actually a tell. I think every time they go B, they smoke this mid, and every time they go A, they smoke here. I'm not sure why, because Zeta don't really pressure there at all, especially not from market. So I'm not sure why that happens. Obviously, this is the first time playing this comp, so I'm not sure why that happens either. I've seen a lot of like other teams, and they don't do that either. Zeta don't do this in their old comp either, so I'm not sure why this protocol. But if we go forward in the round, we'll see. As I had previously mentioned, Lightning Fast uses one smoke right here. He puts this smoke, but because the team can't push in because they're too afraid to push through this Viper, the smoke, this smoke goes completely useless. So now Lightning has to use his second smoke exactly in this place. So you'll see as soon as so you'll see this paranoia goes in and Lightning smokes this exact place. You saw this smoke and this one disappears now. Now this smoke I think gets Russ killed. Why? This smoke goes down. Lightning doesn't have another smoke because of the fact that he smoked this previously. They go in. There's no smoke to cover this area. Obviously, Benkai doesn't have his own smokes because this is here. So, Dep ults and without using any flash because he's in ult, so he doesn't care if he dies. Without using any flashes, just pushes in. Russ right here. I don't know why Russ doesn't use his like wingman to plant, but he pushes in with Volvi here and kills Hero Run deep, but dies to Dep. So we see here, he kills Hero Run, but dies to Dep immediately. And keep in mind that Zeta have worse guns, so they are more happy with trading. They want to get as much damage as possible. If they get it to 1v1, it's a win for Zeta. If Global Esports keep it a 5v5 for as long as possible, it's a win for them. Again, because of the lack of a smoke here, Dep is just able to run in without using any of his flashes or anything. He throws a molly here, and now this is the I'm again sorry if you heard that, but now this is the second thing that I want to talk about, which is I'll just look this once more, which is this is smoke by lightning fast. I'm not sure what this smoke is. I saw a couple of games from Sentinels, and they don't do this smoke. They do a normal smoke here, which is a bit deeper here. I think this is to prevent someone from this corner peeking, but this could very easily be cleared by utility and a bit of discipline. This smoke I don't like, and you'll see why. Eurorun here will jump down and kill Polvi. So I'll play the clip. You see, Euron jumps down. Sorry, Euron jumps down, kills Polvi. Now, these three people going to get the kill on Euron, and he hides in the smoke. So they spam the smoke, but they can't get the kill. So this smoke basically saves Euron's life. This wouldn't have happened. The smoke was a bit deeper, because Euron would have to jump through, and there was a much better chance that they would have won this. I don't understand why. As I said, I think it's because of the fact that there might be someone standing here peeking or something, but this can be easily cleared. As I said, you have a double initiator, so you don't have to worry about corners. Like one sword art, the one that he does in their force by round, that can clear this easily. One flash, one wingman can clear this easily. You have a viper, maybe you have a viper lineup to clear this. If you're that much worried about this, but this giving a smoke to your attackers to play with. Remember, defenders. The more smokes, the better for eco rounds, because they want to get close to you. So this is bad by lightning fast. Like the smoke is very bad. It gets killed. It gets it prevents you from trading you run, and bad smoke management in the beginning basically leads in Rust dying. So this is the first of lightning fast bad smokes. Now this one. So this is an interesting one. You'll see now lightning fast does this smoke, which goes here. I'm not sure why they are focusing so much on these three smokes. I mean, this one is much more understandable. This one, but this one I don't get it, and this one also I don't get it. Like they don't do anything with this smoke. Like they don't really push here. Push here, and when they smoke here, they don't push here again. So why smoke this? This is the start of the round. I think this is the second smoke here. Then, so you can see both of these smokes are gone. I'm not sure where the second smoke is to be honest. I think it's actually going to come back like in a second. So that's weird, but that's it. I think just to point out that they do a lot of like default smokes like this, but they end up like not mattering that much. Now this is a round where Polvi lurks and gets the A side. Lightning rotates using his ult. Now here's my problem with this round. Lightning has one smoke. So, and there are only two people here. I think what Lightning should do is smoke either this or this, while Polvi either watches one of these angles or just leaves side. What I would do personally is smoke this, so Polvi can leave side, and then I TP outside of side. What does Lightning do? Well, he plants, which is not doesn't sound that bad, but he decides to plant without smoking, and this is what, in my opinion, gets Polvi killed, because if you smoke at least one of those two, not even market, which I would have smoked, but if you smoke one of those two, Polvi can like focus on one side, but he needs CT and then watches market and peeks into market and dies to hero run. So that's not very good, obviously. And then he later dies to the spam. As I said, he smokes here as well, which I don't really like, because You are not fighting. You're not planning to fight here. So why do this? What I would have Lightning do rather would be not smoke that. So he has one extra smoke left. Uh, 1 second. Smoke this immediately and start lurking because he doesn't have any utility left. He has one paranoia which he's about to use like instantly. After that, just smoke and leave. Just lurk here. Smoke again. Push. No need to stay on site. But okay. Lightning has, as you can see here, as you will see in a second, Lightning is 5. 1 second. Lightning has 5 seconds left for one smoke, but he takes this fight. They were in a 4v3, and he just kills their omen. So there's no, I don't think there's any need for that. Like he doesn't need to peek like this. He can just wait, smoke this. The team gets out. The spike is planted. You can chill. No need to like push like this. And in this round it works out, but I'm not sure which round. But like a bit later, this doesn't work out, and he ends up losing the round for them. Okay, what is this now? Yeah. So they're pushing mid here. As I said, I don't really understand. I think this is pretty cool, but you need to have more than this. Like no A elbow pressure, no side pressure. That's not enough. But my problem is Polvi has an op here, and he wants to pick this. He also wants to pick this. Why not smoke here? He has this smoke, and he dies with this smoke. I think I might be wrong. He does die with one smoke somewhere, so he gets this smoke right here. And as you see, yeah, he dies with this smoke. He can quickly smoke this. He can quickly smoke this, and then they can both focus here. So they can just full focus on this side. But instead, he and like you can see they're pinging here, so they are worried about this. So they instead end up playing this like ping pong. Later, you'll see Polvi like jump here. I think Lightning jumps here to save himself because he's not sure if someone picks from here. Like just smoke this to make it easier. So this is just a lack of like reactive smokes from Lightning. Now here, yeah. So let's see. Lightning has one smoke here, and they're pushing onto side. You can smoke this, I think. Polvi is pushing here, and he gets a very nice kill here. I think this is a very nice kill. Satchels away, moves away, but it never smokes, and I don't know why. You can make the argument that maybe the smoke was supposed to they didn't smoke so that Polvi could fight her. But I don't think that's a good idea because you want time, not kills in this situation. I mean, you would love kills, but smoking here and letting Polvi play inside the smoke is much better. You also didn't smoke back your flank because you should be aware that you don't have a sentinel, so people could be flanking. So that could be helpful. Yeah, so not smoking here, I think not very good. Again, this is the same round. Similar to last time, where Lightning peaks with a smoke in hand, but this time it doesn't work out, and he leaves Blaze King in a 1v2. So that's unfortunate. And lastly, this is a small mistake, I think, but you can see here he's pushing his own one way. If someone is standing in this area, I don't think he lives. Fortunately, there's no one here, so he can push it safely. But this is not smart. So I just want to say that with both Lightning and Blaze King, the problem is that Blaze King, for example, he's the dart and drone. Both of these things are not being utilized as well. His drone usage is particularly bad because I don't know why he keeps using his drone to clear areas that can be cleared with other stuff. They're using the drone as an expendable when it is one of the more important tools in your kit. On the other hand, lightning, his smoke usage, because he's been smoking this and this a lot, which don't provide any value. Like in the beginning, he's smoking. If instead they smoke like this here, any close space where they could be taking space, right? That could be much more helpful than smoking areas where you are just not putting any pressure, right? And this again comes back to, you're not putting any pressure in places when you're not going there. So putting a smoke isn't going to fool anyone into thinking that there's pressure there. So yeah, that's one thing. Reactive smokes by lightning is not very good. As you saw, like here, he could have smoked. Dying with the smokes, 2 or 3 times this has happened where he has a smoke in hand or about to be have a smoke in hand, or maybe he has a smoke in hand but he decides to plant instead of a smoke. So not giving priority to that, not having awareness that someone could be peeking, right? And lastly, the B main smoke. This is a small fix, but not using this smoke would be good. Using the regular smoke that other people use, because this smoke is not good. Like you have double initiators. There's no need to worry about this place. Just clear this corner. Just be careful. Be aware of this, because this has given them kills. So that's not very good. So now I want to talk about Benkai a little bit. And this is a bit surprising for me because Venkai has been an ideal for Paper X in the past, so it was surprising to see him have a low performance. But you can see, first of all, it to me it seems clear that he is not comfortable in this role. I think he has played Viper in the past, but he definitely does not seem very comfortable in this role. You can see right now he's holding Spawn as a Viper, and he's hold this for quite some time here. Pushes a little bit, then goes back. You can even see, I don't even think he is peeking at all, which is kind of weird. Yeah, you can see like, or maybe the sight lines are turned off. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. It looks like he's holding this angle. As I've said this before, I think he's holding this for in a anticipation of a Phoenix fight push. But whatever the case is, he holds this for quite some time, then comes back. So that's one. Now in this round, something happens that will happen again, which is right now you can see Benkai is being tagged by the drone. Or tagged by recon dart. Recon was shot here. Russ does shoot the recon, but Benkai just pushes into it, and I don't. This is a bit confusing to me. From a player standpoint, if you get scanned, you want to get in an open area as soon as possible, because in a smoke, basically you are like getting wall hacked, right? You don't want to be inside a smoke, but Benkai just sits inside the smoke. Now he does know that no one is here, but he doesn't know if anyone is here, which is a bit confusing. Again, I do like Benkai a lot, but these plays are very weird. Also, just a bit of like ult management wise, Benkai has one orb for his ult here, but if we go forward, it's Blaze King who gets the ult. You can see here, Blaze King gets the ult. So that's one more that Global needs to improve. Now in this round, as you might have just seen, Benkai, so there's an arrow that goes here, which gets broken immediately. And there's a dizzy that gets thrown up here every round, which now Zeta has just learned to shoot free fire every single round. But other than that, there's nothing here. Benkai just runs in with no utility and dies. If he gets that kill, maybe we don't have this conversation, but still, just going in with no utility and no player either, when there are like a couple of players close by, I'm a bit worried what exactly Benkai's thought process was, but this was not a good show for him on Viper. And this is the round where they have double smokes. Again, Benkai is on Viper, so this is a bit concerning for him to happen. And this is the same round, and this is far more concerning. Hiroran will shoot a dart, and Benkai sees the dart. We'll see here. But he doesn't shoot the dart and gets shot immediately. Now, I have my own reason for why he didn't shoot the dart. There is a chance that maybe Benkai thought that, first of all, he knows, let me be clear, he knows that he's going to get scanned because the dart gives you an indicator. Maybe he thought that shooting this will reveal his location, but it was going to reveal his location anyways. Maybe he thought he could get out of its range quick enough, but that didn't happen either. Making a little bit of noise wouldn't have hurt. But this was also very concerning to see him not shooting the dart. Again, I think he's not very comfortable on the agent, which is why this is happening. Because he has played mostly Sentinel and I think occasionally Initiator in the past. And this is a massive whiff. I don't really like to point out whiffs, but I think part of the game. So he shoots Hiroran here, but he then looks at Depp, who is behind him, and completely misses. And then just gets. He does look back, but yeah. Benkai in Paper X was more of a caller. He was the IGL. I'm not sure why these pickups are a bit confusing, but just to recap, if anyone doesn't know, Texture, who is in Genji, they're duelist now, playing very great, and Moniet, who was in Paper X, is now benched there, who was also their duelist, playing very good. Both of these players were on GE at one point, and confusingly, they dropped them. So these pickups are a bit weird to me. I don't understand Blaze King or even Benkai. Benkai isn't the IGL, Russ is, so I don't really get the point. Russ is a good fragger as well. He's good at trading people. These are some of my notes that Benkai was also good at trading in some places. Russ is good in trading. Polvi is good in entry. He has a couple of good entries. I think I'm not going to go through other clips, but these are my main problems with G right now. I think first of all, again, this is their map, not their map pick. I'll do the review on their map pick as well, which is Icebox. But I think whether or not this is your map pick, I think Sunset is a map that a lot of people are playing right now. So you either need to ban it or we need to prepare for it. Sunset being a very popular map right now. I think, and especially when you have so many good teams who are playing standard stuff against which a lot of these shenanigans won't work. Not having a sentinel can cause problems, and a lot of G's problems are not related to comms. Not having mid pressure at all, like you went mid twice maybe, failed both times. Not having any lurk presence at all on the extremities or in mid. Post plants, no lurks. Smoke management very bad. The mid smokes, this random smoke, which don't seem to put any pressure anywhere. Constantly using these two smokes just every round. This is the worst thing I've seen, because as you saw, a lot of the times this won't be smoked, this won't be smoked, because they're just running out of smokes. How are you running out of smokes in a double controller comp? You have two controllers and you're running out of smokes. You have two initiators and you aren't able to push out a Viper, a solo Viper holding a site. You aren't able to figure out where the stack is. You aren't able to correctly read the stacks. You aren't able to get early info because your drone usage is not good. Your arrows and Flash and Disease. We didn't go through it, but Russ would use his Dizzy standing here up every single round. I bet if we just go back this round, I mean, this round makes much more sense. But even in this round, you can see Russ will just use his Dizzy. So he uses his Dizzy this time a bit further up, but otherwise his go-to is stand here, throw the Dizzy up, collect it. He's not bad at it, but this is not enough. Like, you need to be putting pressure elsewhere in the map. Mid pressure. There's no setup for mid. I'm not sure this wall. See, this is my confusion. This wall, this the A take itself. These look good, but it feels like they haven't been tested at all. Um, they haven't been screaming with these comps, or they haven't been playing against good teams. As I said, no A main, no A elbow awareness. It feels like whatever team they are playing didn't put any thought in this. It feels like they are scared of B, a very heavy stack in B whenever there is one Viper. There's a round where Polvi actually jumps over the Viper Molly and pushes, but they just don't go B that often. As I said, depth, Laz um doesn't get many opportunities to shine because they never run into his op, but they just mismanage their utility a lot. And in the maps we'll see later in Icebox and Ascent, there's another problem creeping up, which is they're not looking at their smokes. Like, they are not able to hold the smokes properly. So these are some problems that I see. Now I would suggest that firstly, as this is a new team, right? This is a fairly new team. I think all of these players are fairly comfortable with certain roles. I think Russ is pretty comfortable on KO. He does play KO on Icebox, I believe, or Ascent, and one of the two. Blaze King is good on. Blaze King should be good on Gecko, I think, because Gecko is a more lineup focused agent. Sasi, for example, from Sentinels, used to play Sova, now plays Gecko. Benkai can go on Cypher, he's comfortable on that. And Lightning Fast can stay on his smokes. Polvi can move on to keep playing Race, and this is just a Sentinels comp. You can just use that. If you're not interested in that, you have a lot of other comps that you can use just to understand the setups better. And I'm talking about this when you have a map that you haven't picked. If this is a map that they have prepared, this is bad. This shouldn't be happening. The mismanagement of the smokes, all of these things. Again, this is early. I think G can manage to fix a lot of these issues and be fine. But if not, then they need to change some stuff. If I go to VLR, I'll just quickly so firstly, I just want to confirm also. I'm pretty sure that you can see Monet and Texture, both of these players, fantastic play. Erin, I'm not sure what happens to Erin, but Erin was brought from Xset actually to IGL for this team. Left. As I said, Monet and Texture, both great players, left. This is not a bad team by any means, but the question is, what are you going to do with this? If you go into the Zeta match sunset, you can see this is funny, by the way. I just wanted to kind of point this out. 98765. That's funny. But yeah. 58 headshot percent for lightning. That's pretty good. You just had to hit like what, 4? So that's pretty good that they have pretty high headshot percentage. But again, I think on a serious note, you need to work on your agent pool better, especially because if we go on to sunset itself, let's go on Pacific. So if we go kickoff and we look at sunset Sorry. If we go on to Sunset map picks, you can see Genji has a map where they play double controller. They have a cipher instead of double initiator, and obviously Global is the other team that plays this comp. So I think instead of so obviously Genji hasn't played Sunset since, so maybe they don't trust this to be good enough. But then again, there were a lot of good Sunset teams in Madrid, so maybe that was the reason. Zeta obviously play a weirder comp both here and in their actual match. Paper X difficult to copy, but there are other teams that you can definitely take inspiration from. The Sentinels in EME. I think EME would be a good one to look at. So champions to kickoff. If we go agents and Sunset, you can see Army Cup hasn't played it at all. Team Heretics plays a weird neon comp, I believe. So they play Yoru here, but oh, this is Breeze, my bad. Yeah, so Sunset. So Karmiko play the same double controller, but they have a Cypher and Gecko. So again, not leaning into the double initiator. Team Vitality play with a Neon, I believe. Oh, sorry, Team Heretics. Yeah, they play with a Neon and no Viper. So these are comps that you can look into. I think, as I've said this before, they need to be more comfortable with their agents. So it's good to have set plays. Sean Gills talks about this when he was coaching 100 Thieves, where you want to have these players have very like set plans that they want to follow, which is kind of what's happening in Global. They have set plans, they follow them very carefully, but because of that, the mid rounding isn't very good, and the set plays aren't there. Like the set plays aren't good. Sean says that when you have this kind of no IGL kind of game plan where you're like training new players, coaching new players, you have to have set plans and set plays that work very well. But that's not in, as we saw, the A take had holes in it, and the B take was pretty good, but then in the post plan, you didn't have any plans. So you need to have those kind of be there. The players took risks very less often, and whenever they did, it wasn't a smart risk. So Lightning taking risks, randomly, Benka in that one round taking risks. So that needs to be corrected. um Zeta play Global plays DRX next to match, so good luck for them. I hope they win because I'm very excited for obviously I'm very excited for them to be good. And yeah, hope this was fun. Yeah, I know this is different from my regular content, and if you're here just for the Valorant, feel free to leave. And if you're from my like regular viewer of my channel, don't worry, normal content will be back. I just want to do these like once in a while. But yeah, hope you're doing well, and see you later. Bye bye.